The night exploded with a crack like a gunshot, my circuit breaker snapping in the shed. The lights flickered out, my electric saw wind to a halt, and my backup generator sat silent, drained dry. I figured another raccoon had gnawed a wire. But when I stepped into the shed, I spotted an extension cord snaking out under the back wall, trailing toward the Willow Creek Greenway. My gut tightened. I followed it, the hum of something charging growing louder. Rounding the hedge, I nearly laughed out loud. There, crouched like a low-budget thief, was HOA President Marlene Foster, plugging her lime green golf cart into my solar-powered shed like it was her personal power station. The sheer nerve hit me like a slap. Sipping iced tea on my porch later, replaying the shed camera footage, a wicked idea sparked. I glanced at the bull fence's electric hum and grinned. If Marlene wanted juice, I'd give her a jolt she'd never forget. Morning broke with roosters crowing and a neighbor's leaf blower whining, but I was already on edge. Marlene's nightly raids had drained my battery, starving my chicken feeders and leaving my flock squawking. Tire tracks scarred the grass near my fence, proof of her golf cart's trespass. By mid-morning, she had the gall to strut up in a floppy hat and oversized sunglasses, clutching an HOA violation notice. "Daniel, your shed's solar panels are too reflective for the trail," she said, smirking. "And there's talk of someone hogging power. Just a friendly conservation tip." She handed me the citation and sauntered off before I could call her out. Her guilt was as clear as the tracks she'd left. I spent the afternoon scouring 2 weeks of footage. Every night at 2 a.m., Marlene crept in, cord in hand, plugging her card into my outlet, scrolling her phone until it charged, then leaving the cord dangling like I wouldn't notice. This wasn't a one-off. It was deliberate, and she thought I'd stay quiet. She didn't know I'd grown up on a ranch where we learned early not to mess with a bull or its power grid. That evening, I got to work. I rerouted the cord to a dummy outlet wired to my bull fence's energizer, built for 1,200-pound beasts. I rigged a failsafe to protect my gear, added a new camera for every angle, and swapped the shed's bulb for a soft blue LED to lure her in. Marlene was about to walk into a trap. The next night, her sequined jacket glinted as she slunk through the hedges. She plugged in her cart, oblivious. A snap, a sizzle, and a shriek tore through the dark. Marlene leaped back, her wig flying, glasses hitting the dirt, stumbling into a bush like a cartoon casualty. Her cart sparked, rolled into a ditch, and died. "This man's got a death trap," she howled, scrambling away, cord trailing like a whipped dog. I laughed so hard I nearly choked, replaying the footage until dawn. By morning, Marlene stormed the trail with 2 HOA lackeys, waving her arms like a scorned dictator. "Daniel, your hazardous outlet injured a resident," she spat, barely containing her fury. I crossed my arms. "You mean the outlet in my private shed someone trespassed to use?" I played the video, her plugging in, getting zapped, flopping into the bush. One lackey stifled a laugh. "That's tied to a posted bull fence," I added. Marlene's jaw clenched, speechless as they shuffled off, her muttering about lawsuits. But she didn't stop. A red-stamped HOA notice arrived, accusing me of an unsafe security system and endangering the community. 3 more citations followed within a day, including one for my shed's unpermitted visibility. Marlene was waging war, and she wasn't playing fair. That night, my shed's power flickered again. Not Marlene. This time, a nervous teen, likely her proxy, tried plugging in a cord but bolted when I shouted. She was outsourcing her sabotage. By morning, the Willow Creek Community Board sported a flyer. "Electrical danger alert," with a blurry photo of my shed, claiming my wiring threatened kids and pets. It demanded signatures to suspend my solar setup. Marlene was rallying fear, but I wasn't backing down. I called the Brightwood County Electrical Inspector and AG Compliance Officer, old farm contacts. They inspected my setup, gave it a glowing review, and spotted a suspicious cable from Marlene's house snaking through the hedge to my paddock. It tied to an illegal junction box, siphoning neighborhood power for her cart and backyard fountain. The officer issued a citation, The utility company piled on fines for unpermitted lines. Marlene's scheme was crumbling, and I hadn't lifted a finger. She fought back, leading a neighborhood walkthrough to nitpick my fence, shed color, even my wind chimes, calling them visual pollution. I waved from my porch, my dog Rex barking on cue. Unbeknownst to her, I'd reported her to the Brightwood HOA Oversight Council for undisclosed ties to a developer eyeing our greenway for a golf course path through my land. Her power theft was just step one. Monday brought chaos. A Brightwood County officer tagged Marlene's electrical panel for hazards. Her cart sat dead, and HOA whispers turned to mutiny. Her ally Todd ghosted her, and a no-confidence motion gained traction. Marlene lost it, screaming through a megaphone about HOA corruption, waving her failed flyer. Neighbors filmed, unimpressed. Her reign was cracking. 2 nights before the vote, cameras caught Marlene with bolt cutters eyeing my fence. Rex's bark and my spotlight froze her. She dropped the tool and fled. I filed a trespassing report with the Brightwood sheriff, video included. The deputy chuckled. She's a soap opera star. At the packed HOA meeting, Marlene's defense, tradition, order, fell apart under questions about her wires and lies. The vote ousted her 4-1, her own vote the lone holdout. She slunk out, diminished, her cart still dead. Peace settled in, but I stayed vigilant. One night, my bull paddock gate hung open, the shed door ajar. Inside, the fence's control box had sabotaged wires, cut, taped sloppily. Footage showed Marlene at 10:03 p.m. in a hoodie, wielding cutters like a wannabe spy. I sent it to my lawyer cousin Luke and the sheriff. This was criminal. Tampering with a livestock fence risked my bull Titan escaping. A neighbor, Ellen, called, whispering that Marlene was spreading lies about my booby-trapped paddock and a fake data center deal. Her desperation was dangerous. Past midnight, she returned, prying at the shed with a crowbar. I flipped the spotlight, catching her red-handed. "Sheriff's on the way," I said, phone recording. She froze, then deflated as deputies arrived. No fight, just surrender. Willow Creek erupted. A clip of her arrest hit the forum. HOA Queen meets justice. Memes exploded, her cart wrapped in crime tape. The HOA disavowed her, erasing her name. Then a bombshell. Her illegal lines had tapped a municipal relay for a Brightwood fire dispatch tower, risking emergency systems. The State Infrastructure Protection Division got involved, Agent Hawkins requesting my testimony. Marlene's petty theft had escalated to a state-level offense. Neighbors turned furious, learning her stunt nearly disrupted a storm response. Her house hit the market, her name a cautionary tale. The Willow Creek HOA elected Todd, who vowed transparency. Neighbors rallied, painting barns, sharing tools. A kid drew Titan in sunglasses, crushing a cart, now a shed mural. A developer, once Marlene's ally, offered a fortune for a trail path. I leased a small strip instead, keeping Titan's shade tree, mandating quiet hours and AG education signs. At Titan's Bash, we grilled, replayed Marlene's Zap, and toasted freedom. The sheriff brought ribs, joking about a hairdryer on fence case. Under the stars, Titan munched apples, and I smiled. Marlene stole power, but I harnessed justice. Her lies short-circuited her world, while mine hummed stronger than ever. Marlene faced charges, trespassing, vandalism, and infrastructure tampering, pleading guilty to avoid prison. She left Brightwood, her reputation ruined. Willow Creek thrived with fair bylaws, my solar shed powered on, and Titan's paddock stood secure. The fight was over, my land mine, and Marlene's reign zapped into oblivion.